Foreign and Domestic was founded in 2010 by Ned and Jody Elliott, who my partner worked for. And when Ned decided it was time for him to leave, we jumped in and bought it in 2017.
As a director and composer of this film, I wanted to pick a theme that represented the very intimate nature of foreign to domestic space. This concept of a jazz club kind of popped into my head, and I wanted to pick an instrument that represented them. So I picked the electric keyboard or a Nord/Rhodes type of sound paired with a saxophone. Much of the reason that music is created is it acts as a bridge to a lived experience, and hopefully that comes through in the film for you guys.
Locadoro had floated in existence in, it seems like, a million different manifestations for the last 30 years.
I remember when I first met Fiore, and seeing his personality with so much energy and passion really led me to think about the instruments that I would choose for Locadoro. A lot of what I felt in that space was this feeling of like a small string quartet, something that's both small and intimate but still has a grandeur to it. Lots of pizzicato strings, woodwinds, and of course a cello. And that ended up becoming the main three instruments used for Locadoro's theme music.
Is a world apart from now.
LeRoy and Lewis specifically came from our relationship with my business partners, Sawyer and Nathan Lewis. We take inspiration from other barbecue cultures anywhere, but the through line is barbecue.
I tried to approach LeRoy and Lewis's music similar to how they approach their barbecue. A little bit new school. And one of those aspects is to take something that is familiar, like the guitar, and try to use something that's kind of adjacent to it. There's an instrument called the Osmos that was used on a few recent scores of films, one of them being Dune. With that instrument, I used some string samples and articulated them to do some very unique sounds that would sound very guitar-like but not perfectly be a guitar. That instrument, in concert with other classical instruments, is what provides the basis for LeRoy and Lewis's unique score in the film.
My first experience of restaurants, my family restaurant growing up as a kid. It was every single day of my life.
When approaching the music for Pho Craft, I really looked at the long history that I've had knowing Tyson. And one of those aspects is kind of the two sides that we live upon. Growing up as an Asian American, you live with both sides of tradition, both from the Asian culture and from the Western culture, and that's how I approached the orchestration for it. I used the sounds of a grand piano to represent the Western style of culture, and I used the Osmos with its rotostringed instrument to represent the Eastern side of that culture. And together, they help represent the space of Pho Craft extremely well. The combination of those two instruments really helped drive home the duality of both his restaurant and who he is as a person.
It's comfortable, it's like a second home.